Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters, to another exciting and eye-opening episode on the most rare and valuable coins hiding in your pocket change. Today, we dive deep into the fascinating and rich history of the 1964 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a small copper coin that could be worth a massive amount of money today. An unbelievable value of up to $67,987. Let us begin this incredible story with the origin of the 1964 D Lincoln penny. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which is signified by the small letter D located just beneath the date on the obverse side of the coin, right under the bust of Abraham Lincoln. Now, this coin was struck during a very important time in American history, the early 1960s, a period of major change in politics, civil rights, and economic structure. The year 1964 was the final full year before the United States stopped producing silver coinage for circulation, making many coins from that era of special interest to collectors. The Lincoln cent itself has a rich legacy. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real historical person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin shows a detailed profile of President Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse, up until 1958, had two wheat ears surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. But by 1959, the reverse design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial in honor of Lincoln's 150th birthday. So, by 1964, the coin displayed the modern memorial reverse design, which ran from 1959 until 2008. The 1964 D Lincoln penny was made primarily of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Each coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. That year, the Denver Mint struck over 3 billion Lincoln cents, making it one of the most widely produced coins of the series. However, not all 1964 D pennies are created equal. Most of these coins are very common and can be found in circulation even today, but there are certain rare varieties, errors, and conditions that make a few of these coins extraordinarily valuable. So, what makes a 1964 D penny worth thousands, and in some cases, over $67,000? It all comes down to mint errors, rarity, condition, and demand. Coins with major errors such as double die obverse or reverse, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or coins struck on the wrong planchet are highly sought after by collectors. For example, a double die error means the design elements were stamped more than once in slightly different positions, creating a doubling effect on the letters, numbers, or design. These types of errors can increase the value of a coin significantly. Another important factor is the grade or condition of the coin. Grading is done on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, perfect mint state coin. A 1964 D Lincoln penny in poor condition may only be worth a few cents, but one that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, with no scratches, bag marks, or discoloration, can be worth thousands. In fact, a 1964 D penny graded as MS67 red by a top grading company, such as PCGS or NGC, has sold at auction for over $67,987. That is an incredible amount of money for a single penny. The color of the coin also plays a role in its value. Collectors refer to copper coins as red, red-brown, or brown depending on their surface tone. A bright red color usually means the coin has been well preserved since it left the mint and is more desirable to collectors. So, a 1964 D Lincoln penny in mint state 67 red condition, with original luster and sharp detail, can be an absolute treasure. You may be asking yourself, how can I tell if my 1964 D Lincoln penny is valuable? Start by looking at the coin under a magnifying glass. Check for doubling in the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date. Look at the mint mark D. Does it appear punched more than once? Is the coin off-centered, or does it look unusually thick or thin? Then, examine the overall condition. Does the coin still have its original red shine, or is it worn and brown? If you find a coin with strong luster, no scratches, and a clear mint mark with possible errors, it might be time to send it in for professional grading. Professional grading by companies such as PCGS and NGC. or annex can greatly increase your chances of selling your coin at a premium price. These companies will verify the authenticity of the coin, check for errors, and assign a grade based on its condition. A coin with a high grade and rare error can command incredible value at auctions or among private collectors. The market for rare pennies, especially those from the Lincoln Cent series, continues to grow. With coin collecting becoming more popular thanks to online communities and auction platforms, people are discovering valuable coins in old jars, boxes, and inherited collections. The 1964 D Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how something so common can become so rare under the right conditions. In conclusion, the 1964 D Lincoln 1-cent penny may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but under the right circumstances, it can become a priceless gem. With rare varieties, errors, and extremely high-grade examples fetching more than $67,987, it is worth checking every penny that comes your way. Who knows, the next coin you find might just change your life. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more coin secrets and valuable treasures hiding in your pocket change. Share this video with friends and family so they too can discover the incredible value of coins that most people overlook. Stay tuned for more exciting videos on rare coins, their fascinating histories, and how you can turn everyday change into real wealth. Happy collecting and good luck! Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today's video is going to be one of the most fascinating deep dives into a legendary coin that has captured the attention of collectors across the United States and even around the world. We are talking about none other than the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This is a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but what lies beneath its copper surface is a rare story of minting history, collector obsession, and a market value that has soared to an unbelievable amount of $89,342. That's right. One tiny penny that could be hiding in your change jar right now might be worth nearly $90,000. So stay tuned and watch till the very end as we reveal everything you need to know about this hidden copper treasure. Let's start with the history. The year was 1972. America was in the middle of cultural change and economic transformation. The Vietnam War was ongoing, NASA had just launched the Space Shuttle program, and the U.S. Mint was continuing its long-standing tradition of producing Lincoln pennies, a coin series that began back in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. These pennies, officially known as the Lincoln Memorial Cents, featured the portrait of President Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, designed by Frank Gasparo. In 1972, the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint all produced Lincoln Cents. However, the Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark on its coins, unlike Denver, which used a D mint mark, and San Francisco, which used an S. That's why when you find a 1972 penny with no mint mark, it almost always means it came from Philadelphia. Now, what makes this particular 1972 no mint mark penny so valuable? It's not just the fact that it came from the Philadelphia Mint. It's about the errors, the conditions, the varieties, and the rare double die strikes that occurred during production. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 1972 penny is the 1972 double die obverse, also known as DDO. This means that during the minting process, the die used to strike the coin shifted slightly between impressions, creating a doubled image, especially noticeable on the date, the word liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust." When this doubling is sharp and clear, the coin becomes extremely valuable to collectors. Not all 1972 no-mint mark pennies are double dies, but the ones that are in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch astronomical prices. Another major factor contributing to the high value of this coin is its condition. Most pennies from 1972 have gone through decades of circulation, meaning they're worn, scratched, or damaged. But if you somehow come across a 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that has been preserved in mint state condition, especially those graded MS-67 or higher by reputable services like PCGS or NGC, then you're holding a rare gem. These coins are incredibly difficult to find, and their rarity increases the value exponentially. Let's talk about the current market value. According to recent auction records and price guides, the highest known price for a 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in exceptional condition with a strong double-die obverse has reached a staggering $89,342. Yes, nearly $90,000 for a 1-cent coin. And even if your coin isn't a double die, if it's in extremely fine condition, it could still be worth several hundred or even thousands of dollars, depending on the grade. So, how do you know if you have one of these coins? First, pull out your old penny collection or dig through your pocket change. Look for a 1972 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Next, examine it closely under a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Check for signs of doubling on the inscriptions and the date. If you spot doubling that looks clear and strong, it's time to take your coin to a professional grading service. Even if it's not doubled, if the coin appears in perfect or nearly perfect condition, it could still be worth submitting for authentication and grading. Collectors are always looking to buy high-grade 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies, especially those with doubling. The numismatic market is competitive, and coins with verifiable errors and great condition don't stay available for long. If you want to sell yours, always consider certified coin auctions, reputable dealers, or listing through platforms like eBay with verified photos and documentation. Never sell it hastily or to an unverified buyer, because coins like these are true American artifacts and deserve proper valuation. To sum it up, the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is not just a piece of pocket change. It's a slice of U.S. history, a coin with minting mystery and collector excitement, and a rare gem that could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Its value is determined by variety, error, condition, and rarity, and in the right circumstances, it can sell for as much as $89,342. So before you pass off any old penny as just 1 cent, take a second look. You might be holding onto a fortune without even knowing it. Keep your eyes open, check your coins, and stay curious. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more rare coin stories and valuable discoveries. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck treasure hunting. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today's episode is all about the legendary 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin that has made headlines in the numismatic community and is now known for being worth a staggering amount of money, $52, $8.26 to be exact. If you have one of these coins lying around, you might be sitting on a small fortune. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and let's travel back in time to uncover the fascinating story behind the 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Let's begin by setting the historical stage. The year was 1974. The United States was grappling with high inflation, economic shifts, and a growing concern over the rising cost of producing coins. The United States Mint was in full operation, with facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. During this time, the Mint was actively producing billions of pennies for circulation. One of the standout features of this year's penny production was the ongoing experiment to replace the copper alloy used in Lincoln cents with a more affordable alternative due to skyrocketing copper prices. This experiment gave birth to several aluminum cent prototypes, which were never officially released into circulation, but that's a story for another time. The regular Lincoln pennies of 1974, however, were still made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. The Philadelphia Mint struck a huge quantity of these pennies, but here's where the no-mint mark mystery comes in. Coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint did not carry a mint mark at the time. That means if you find a 1974 Lincoln penny with no mint mark under the date, it was struck in Philadelphia. While this may seem ordinary at first glance, certain no-mint mark varieties of the 1974 Lincoln penny have stunned collectors with their quality, rarity, and value. Now let's get into the design. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VB, appear discreetly on the reverse at the bottom center, just below the wheat stalks on earlier coins and beneath the Lincoln Memorial on newer versions. The 1974 penny features the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design created by Frank Gasparo and first introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. The words United States of America arc across the top, with E pluribus unum just below and 1 cent prominently displayed at the bottom. Now you may ask, if billions of 1974 Lincoln pennies were produced, how can any be worth over $50,000? That's a fair question, and the answer lies in condition, rarity, and collector demand. While over 4 billion of these coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, only a microscopic fraction have survived in perfect, uncirculated condition, especially those with specific errors, die varieties, or proof-like features. This is where the magic happens in the coin world. Even a common coin can become incredibly valuable if it's preserved in pristine condition and exhibits unique traits. One such 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln penny shocked the auction world when it sold for an eye-watering $52,826. What made this coin so special was its near-perfect condition, graded by a top-tier grading agency as MS67 Red. That MS67 grade stands for Mint State 67 on the Sheldon scale, which tops out at 70. A grade of 67 is incredibly high for a coin that was meant for circulation and is over 50 years old. On top of that, the red designation indicates that the coin has retained its original coppery red color without the darkening or toning that typically happens over time. Collectors and investors alike place massive premiums on coins with these characteristics. The bidding war that led to the $52,826 sale was fueled by both the grade rarity and the coin's overall eye appeal. It had sharp details, a flawless surface, and shimmering luster that made it stand out from the millions of other 1974 Lincoln cents. Now let's talk about errors and varieties. While the 1974 aluminum cent prototypes are perhaps the most infamous, there are other known varieties of the 1974 Lincoln penny that add to its mystique. These include double die obverse, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets. A double die coin, for example, results from a misalignment during the hubbing process and can create an eerie double image on the coin's surface, particularly noticeable in the date, Liberty, or In God We Trust. Such varieties command high prices among error coin collectors and further push the value of a 1974 no-mint mark penny upward. The market for rare Lincoln pennies is booming like never before. With increasing interest from new collectors, high-net-worth investors, and even celebrities entering the hobby, prices have been trending upward and record-breaking auctions are becoming more common. What was once pocket change is now turning into retirement savings for those lucky enough to hold on to the right coins in the right condition. So, how can you tell if your 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is valuable? First, check its condition. If it's scratched, discolored, or heavily worn, it may only be worth face value. But if it's bright, coppery red, and has sharp details with no obvious wear, then you could be holding a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. To be sure, consider sending it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will authenticate, grade, and encapsulate your coin, which is essential if you're looking to sell it at auction or to serious collectors. Another tip: use a magnifying glass or microscope to inspect for doubling or other errors. Look closely at the lettering, date, and Lincoln's profile for signs of abnormalities. Even minor differences can lead to major valuations in the world of error coins. Now let's wrap it up with this final thought. The 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny may seem like just another copper coin at first glance, but hidden among the billions are a few treasures worth thousands, even over $50,000 like the one that sold for $52,826. Its value lies not just in rarity, but in its condition, its history, and the excitement it brings to collectors worldwide. So check your change, go through those old jars of coins, and take a closer look. You might just be the next person to discover a 1974 Lincoln penny that changes your life. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, And hit that notification bell so you never miss another update on valuable coins. Share this video with your friends and family, especially if they're hoarding pennies without knowing they could be worth a fortune. Until next time, keep collecting, keep learning, and may you find treasure in the most unexpected places. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about the most rare, most valuable, and highly sought-after coins in U.S. history. If you are a coin collector, enthusiast, or just someone who happened to stumble upon an old penny in your drawer, this video could change your life. Today, we are going to explore the full story behind the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin and why this humble-looking coin could be worth up to $35,786 in today's collector market. Now, let's go back in time and uncover the origin of this special penny. The Lincoln Cent series began in 1909 when the United States Mint decided to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny became the first U.S. coin to feature the image of a real person, and over the years, it has evolved in design, composition, and minting techniques. By the time 1980 rolled around, the penny had seen several modifications, but it still retained that iconic image of President Lincoln on the obverse, or front, of the coin. In 1980. The United States Mint was producing Lincoln cents at multiple facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Typically, pennies minted in Denver carry the D mint mark, and those from San Francisco bear the S mint mark. However, coins minted in Philadelphia traditionally had no mint mark at all. This brings us to the mysterious and valuable 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny. While the Philadelphia Mint commonly omitted a mint mark for pennies, what makes some 1980 no mint mark Lincoln cents incredibly valuable is their condition, rarity, and in some cases, unique minting errors that occurred during production. Collectors are particularly interested in coins that have never been circulated, exhibit strong striking details, and show no signs of wear or damage. These are known as coins in mint state condition, often graded MS-65 or higher by professional coin grading services. But how could a 1980 penny be worth more than $35,000, you might ask? It all comes down to a combination of factors including rarity, demand, and historical significance. In certain auctions, collectors have paid astonishing amounts for near-perfect examples of the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln cent. The coin that reached the value of $35,786 was one such example, preserved in superb condition and possessing an exceptional strike and luster. Many of these coins were lost to time, spent unknowingly in everyday transactions, or damaged beyond collectible value. However, a select few were carefully preserved by collectors or found by lucky individuals who recognized their worth. Some 1980 pennies even exhibit fascinating minting errors, such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, or die cracks, which significantly increase their desirability and value in the market. Now let's talk about how you can identify and evaluate your own 1980 no-mint mark penny. First, check the date carefully. The number 1980 should be clearly visible and evenly struck. Look beneath the date to see if there is any mint mark. If there is no mint mark present and the coin was not minted in Denver or San Francisco, it is most likely from the Philadelphia Mint. Next, examine the coin's condition. Use a magnifying glass to look for wear on Lincoln's cheek and jawline, the edges of the lettering, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. A coin that looks shiny, has no scratches, and maintains sharp details could be worth grading by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. You should also consider weighing the coin. A genuine 1980 Lincoln cent made from 95% copper and 5% zinc should weigh around 3.11 grams. If your coin is drastically lighter or heavier, it could be a rare transitional error, making it even more valuable. Keep in mind that copper pennies from this era are becoming more collectible due to the rising value of copper and the declining availability of high-quality specimens. Now let's dive into the market trends. Over the last few years, coin collecting has seen a huge resurgence. Online auctions, collector shows, and social media platforms have fueled interest in rare pennies, especially those from the 1970s and 1980s. The 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has become a star among these coins. Its historical context, rarity in top condition, and potential for hidden minting errors have made it a hot item for both novice and veteran collectors. As of today, the current market value of a pristine 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny can reach up to $35,786 in private sales and high-profile auctions. So, if you have a jar full of old pennies lying around, now might be the perfect time to take a closer look. You could be sitting on a hidden treasure without even knowing it. Remember to handle your coins carefully. Avoid touching them with your bare fingers. Instead, use gloves or hold them by the edges to prevent oils or dirt from damaging the surface. Store them in a cool, dry place using coin flips or holders to preserve their condition, for anyone who is serious about coin collecting or wants to get into the hobby. The 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is a perfect example of how an everyday item can become a collector's dream. Not only does it hold historical significance and numismatic value, but it also tells the story of America's economy, minting history, and evolving currency. Before we end this video, here's a quick tip. If you think you found a valuable 1980 penny, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can reduce its value dramatically. Instead, take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it for professional grading. A small investment in authentication and preservation could result in a huge payday. In conclusion, the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is much more than just a piece of copper. It represents a chapter in U.S. numismatic history, a potential financial windfall, and a collectible that continues to gain popularity year after year. Whether you are a long-time collector or just starting out, never underestimate the power of the penny. One single coin could be your ticket to thousands of dollars, especially when it's worth up to $35,786 like the one we covered today. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and fellow collectors. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you found a rare penny or want us to cover more valuable coins in our next video. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and never give up on finding your own hidden treasure. Welcome back to our channel where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change and explore the most valuable coins in American history. Today we are going to take a deep dive into one of the most talked about and sought-after coins by collectors and enthusiasts around the world. This is the incredible story of the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that might just be sitting unnoticed in your coin jar or tucked away in an old drawer. And yet it could be worth an astonishing $55,827 in today's market. Let's begin with the fascinating background and origin of this seemingly ordinary 1-cent coin. The Lincoln cent has a long and proud history. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln penny replaced the Indian head cent. The designer of the coin was Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB appear on many early versions of the coin. Since then, the Lincoln cent has become one of the most collected and cherished coins in the history of the United States Mint. Now let's talk specifically about the 1981 Lincoln penny. This coin was minted in the final year before the major changeover in composition that happened in 1982. Up until 1981, Lincoln pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. That means these pennies have a much higher intrinsic metal value than those made later. Starting in 1982, the composition changed to 97.5% zinc with only a thin copper plating. So 1981 was essentially the last full year of the traditional copper penny, making these coins more desirable for both metal value and historical significance. The no-mint mark 1981 Lincoln cent was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. At that time, coins made in Philadelphia did not carry a mint mark, unlike coins made in Denver or San Francisco. So if you find a 1981 penny without any mint mark under the year, that means it came from the Philadelphia Mint. While billions of these coins were produced for circulation, only a tiny fraction of them remain in pristine condition today, and that is what makes the difference between a common penny and a fortune in your hand. What makes the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth so much money? The key lies in its condition, strike quality, and sometimes the presence of rare errors. A coin that has been well preserved, with no signs of wear and tear, and is graded by a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher, can command a huge premium in the collector market. There have been auctions where such high-grade examples of this penny sold for tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, one such coin, a stunning 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny graded in superb mint state condition, fetched a jaw-dropping $55,827 at a private auction. Collectors were eager to get their hands on this rare gem due to its immaculate strike, original copper luster, and flawless surface that had been preserved for over 4 decades. The intense bidding war at that event only shows how much value a single penny can hold if it's the right coin in the right condition, but that's not all. Another factor that makes this coin so desirable is its place in numismatic history. The early 1980s were a time of change for U.S. coinage. The shift from copper to zinc in 1982 created a dividing line in the hobby, and collectors often seek high-quality coins from just before the transition. The 1981 Lincoln penny with no mint mark represents the last of the true copper era. For those who specialize in copper coinage, this particular coin is a must-have and commands a premium because of its purity and its pre-transition status. Let's now talk about what to look for if you want to check your change or old coin collection for one of these rare and valuable 1981 no mint mark Lincoln pennies. First, examine the coin under good lighting. You should see the date clearly as 1981, and there should be no mint mark under the date. Check the condition of the coin. Is it shiny, smooth, free from scratches or wear? Look for coins that have full sharp details in Lincoln's hair, beard, and coat. The fields of the coin should be clean and free of contact marks. If you believe you have a high-grade example, you can send the coin to a reputable grading service for certification. If it comes back with a high mint state grade like MS66 or MS67, congratulations, you may be sitting on a small fortune. Also, be on the lookout for any rare minting errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets. These types of errors can boost the coin's value even further depending on their severity and rarity. So, what should you do if you find a 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny in excellent condition? First, do not spend it. Handle the coin with care, preferably using gloves to avoid skin oils damaging the surface. Place it in a coin holder or flip to keep it protected. Do a bit of research on recent auction sales for similar coins in comparable condition. This will give you a realistic estimate of what your coin might be worth. Then reach out to a trusted coin dealer or submit your coin to a major auction house specializing in rare coins. In conclusion, the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny might look like just another copper coin from your childhood. But under the right conditions, it could be worth an eye-popping $55,827 today. Its value is driven by its place in history, its condition, its copper composition, and the growing demand among serious collectors. This is more than just a coin. It's a hidden treasure, a symbol of a transitional era, and a potential jackpot hiding in plain sight. So make sure to check your coins carefully and don't underestimate the power of a simple penny. It could change your life. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin and you want to see more videos about rare and valuable coins that could be worth millions, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss another discovery. Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting!